Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be my rolling Project 10 Pan update for June. I always get confused with saying which month it is because it's June. It's my June update, but I'm reporting on my progress in May. Does that make sense? I think so. I have quite a bit of progress to share with you. I've got a few rollouts, which means we get to roll some new things in. So let's just get into the update. So at the last update, I rolled in my Wander Beauty Pack Up and Glow Priming SPF. This is a glowy primer and an SPF in one, and it also has a little bit of coverage to it. So I really love this product. It's almost like it gives a filter effect to your skin, and I love that it has the SPF in there. And because it's a primer, it layers well under other coverage products. So I've really been enjoying using this. At the last update, this weighed 51 grams and it weighs 43 grams today, which I feel like is a pretty good amount of progress. I do feel like I use a good amount of this every time I apply, but I've also been using this on no makeup days as well, which I feel like has also helped my usage of this. The bottle itself is getting a little bit skinnier. Obviously there's some air in there up in this part as well, but I feel like this could be one that I get finished in the next couple of months. So maybe 2 updates from now. When I hold this up to the light, I can kind of see the amount of product that's in there as well, and there's still probably this much product left. So potentially by the end of the summer, 2, maybe 3 updates from now. You never know. But in the meantime, I'm really enjoying this for the summer. For foundation, I had been working on my Laura Mercier Silk Cream Oil Free, and I rolled this in February on kind of like a test basis because I knew I didn't agree with this foundation. But at the same time, I wanted to get use out of this because it's kind of older in my collection and it's just kind of been sitting in my drawer because I just don't like the way that this looks on my skin. And I am proud of the fact that I have kept this in the project and tried to use it since February because I didn't think it was even going to last until the March update. But my feelings on this have not changed. I hate the way it makes my skin look. It's just way too dry on my skin and it clings to every dry patch, every fine line. I feel like it ages my skin. It's just really unflattering, and I've been doing everything I can to make this work because I feel like I've made so much progress on this product. But at some point, I just have to call it quits and say I'm ready to use other products in my collection that I really do like. I like the way that they look on my skin, and I'm ready for my skin to just look better again. So I am going to be decluttering this foundation. It is kind of a bummer because I've put so much work in and I really wanted to see this through, but I have tried using this in every way I could think of. I tried using it even as an eyeshadow primer and it was horrible in that way as well. I've tried using it as like a spot concealer. I've tried mixing it with primers, with other foundations, with bronzing products. I've tried it all, and I just don't think this is a product that agrees with me. So I'm giving myself permission to roll this one out of the project and out of my collection and out of my life, frankly, because I just don't have time for products that don't make me feel pretty. So this one is going bye-bye, which means we get to roll a new foundation or coverage type product in. And for that, I knew after that entire debacle that I wanted to roll something in that I know I like on my skin. So I am rolling in another Laura Mercier product, but one that I have used for years and really do enjoy. So this is the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. Mine is in the shade 2W2 Nude, and this has SPF 20 in it. This is sort of like a cult classic product. I mean, I've used this since I was in high school, so it's been, what is that? Well over a decade, shall we say. And it just never does me wrong. So I wanted that. I wanted to roll something in that I was actually excited to use and to wear and put on in the morning and know that when I get home or look at myself in the mirror through the day, that I won't absolutely hate the way that my skin looks when I see it. So that is what we are rolling in. This is weighing 56 grams and there is quite a bit of product in here. I've been through so many tubes of this and I think this is still the old formulation. I know Laura Mercier did a huge reformulation of their tinted moisturizer, but I've just been buying the old packaging from places like Nordstrom Rack, TJ Maxx, and Marshalls whenever I see it. And so because this one is in the old packaging, I'm assuming it's that older formulation, but this is a new-ish bottle to me. I just recently ordered this probably near the end of last year and I haven't used it too much yet. So we've got quite a ways to go on this one. I think my goal is going to be to use it up. At least for now, that's my goal. We'll see how I feel in a few months' time, but I feel like this is one that I could pretty comfortably use. Then I have my Kosas Revealer Concealer in this project. This was weighing 29 grams at the last update and it's weighing 28 grams today, so that's a 1 gram usage. I don't know if that's bad or good. This one is going strong. I can't see a difference in the tube at all. I'll insert the footage from what this was looking like last time, but there's no windowing. There's really no indication that this is anywhere close to being finished. It's still smelling okay and performing okay, so this will be staying in the project with the goal of eventually using it up. For a liquid highlight, I have my Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in the shade Opal. This has been in the project since January. And it was weighing 13 grams at the last update and it weighs 12 grams today. But I think some of that has to do with the fact that I took the stopper out. So I was finding it was really difficult to get product out and I was having to try and scrape the sides. So I went ahead and took the stopper out and there's still loads of product left in here, but it's a lot easier for me to get the amount out that I need for my cheeks. I will go ahead and insert the footage from last time, although I'm not sure if you're going to be able to see any progress because this product likes to stick to the sides and so it makes it a little bit hard to see. But I definitely have a lot of windowing in here. But at the same time, I know that I use such a small amount of this every time that this will probably be at least another few months to get this completely emptied out, which is fine because it's really, really pretty on the cheeks and I'm loving a kind of glowy vibe for summer. So yeah, I guess it's exciting that I had to take the stopper out, but this one will be staying in. Next, we have our eye primer category. So I started the year with a Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I ended up decluttering that because it was no longer working for me. And so I rolled in my Bobbi Brown Longwear Cream Shadow Stick in the shade Bone. And this one is completely finished. I will show you the packaging all the way rolled up. There is no longer any product that I can actually get out of this. It's completely flush with the plastic, so there is not really any way I can get that little last remainder of product out, so I am happy to call this one an empty. I really, really like these cream shadow sticks and I would absolutely buy this color again because I think it works really, really nice as a base for any eyeshadows. But I was thinking about what to do for this category because I don't really have like an eye primer buying problem. That's not a category in my collection that I feel like is out of hand at all. I think I literally have two. I have one that's just for any eyeshadow and then I have the NYX glitter primer. So I was thinking what I should do for this category of my Rolling Project 10 pan, and I had the idea that maybe since I'm unofficially panning them anyway, that I would roll in a cream colored or bone colored eyeshadow to try and hit pan on and kind of roll through my collection every time I hit pan on one, roll another one in, because that's kind of what I do anyway. I'm kind of unofficially panning all of the bone or cream colored eyeshadows in all of my eyeshadow palettes anyway. So I might as well track my progress and show you how those pans are coming along. So I am working on my Beauty Bay Wilderness palette. There is a bone colored shade in here. It's the shade Snow. And I'll show you a close-up. I have a pretty good dip going, but I really just use this kind of shade to set my lids, to set my eye primer before I go in with any other shadows. I am happy to tell you how much the palette weighs. It weighs 237 grams as of today and rolling this in, but I'm not sure how helpful that's going to be month to month as I'm tracking panning progress in that shade. So I think I'm just going to track uses and I will tally up all the uses that it takes me to hit pan. So I'm hoping by the next update that we will have pan on this shade, and then I'll be able to just roll in another similar shade from another one of my palettes and keep hitting consistent pans. I found that that lid setting shade, that's the easiest shade of eyeshadow to hit pan on for me. So hopefully you all enjoy seeing an eyeshadow in this project from month to month as well. Next up is my bronzer category, and this is another really exciting one. So I had been working on my Huda Beauty Tantour since January, so since the start of the year, and I am very excited to report that this is now an empty. Isn't it beautiful? There is not a scrap of bronzer left in here, and that feels like a huge accomplishment because a tiny amount of this product went such a long way, and I felt like I just had this product in my collection forever, even after I hit pan on it. So it took about 5 months. I hit this pan in May, so it took about 5 months to get this finished up, even though I didn't have that much in here when I rolled this product in January. But it is finally completed, so we have it empty, and I am very excited about that, which means that we need to roll in a bronzer. So for that, I have chosen my Iconic London Sheer Bronze in the shade Caramel Glow. And this is exactly what it says. It's a very sheer liquid bronzing product. So I find that it kind of takes a lot of product to get myself bronzed up to the level of bronze that I like to be, which is pretty bronzed, at least in the summer, because I am very pale. This is weighing 15 grams today, and it's already got a pretty good amount of use on it. I feel like the product is all kind of settling down near the bottom of the tube. So hopefully this is another one that I can kind of fly through, and maybe by the end of the summer have this one finished up. This is definitely not my favorite cream bronzer formula. I'm not a huge fan of the liquid bronzer idea anyway, just because I feel like, I don't know, I like the idea of it for mixing into foundations and things, but for actually bronzing my skin, I much prefer something like a cream like the Huda Beauty Tantour was. But I do like it enough to want to use it and not get rid of it. So this is a classic choice of a product to pan. I like it, but I don't love it. So I'm ready to get it used up and out of my collection. I am working on a couple of brow products. So I've got my Urban Decay Brow Blade in the shade Cafe Kitty, and this has a pen on one side and a pencil on the other side, and I am only working on the pencil side. This was weighing 9 grams at the last update, and it's weighing 8 grams today, but I think that's mostly because I lost the lid, unfortunately. It hasn't dried out yet though, so it's still working for now. I will insert the footage of this from last time, and I will roll this up all the way so you can see how much product I have left. So I'll have to check the footage when I go to edit this from the last update, but I feel like there's been a pretty good amount of use on this and just not that much of this product left, which is great because it's not really the right shade for me, and I feel like my brows have been super off lately, but I just don't really care enough to stop working on this because I feel like I'm gonna fly through it. So fingers crossed I can have this finished up within the next couple of updates and find a better shade that I like better in my brows. There's nothing wrong with the formula, it's just a pretty standard eyebrow pencil formula. I don't really like the brow marker side of this, which is why I'm not worrying about that side. But the pencil's fine, it's just not a great shade for me. So hopefully this is one that if I focus on it, I can get it used up pretty quickly. And then I've also been working on this mini Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel. This was weighing 8 grams at the last update, and it weighs 6 grams today, which I feel like is a pretty big jump for a tiny product like this. This is another one where it's like, it's not my favorite brow gel I've ever used. I feel like it doesn't really hold my brows, but if I layer it, it starts to get a little bit flaky and it looks like I have glue in my brows, and I don't like that either. So this is another one. I think this was like a gift with purchase or a sample size product, or maybe a PR thing, but I'm looking forward to getting this one finished up. I'm sorry that you can't really see progress in this at all. That's unfortunate, but hopefully the weight will continue to decrease by next month, and maybe this will be an empty within the next couple of months as well. All right, getting close to the end now. So we have my Kosas Cloud Set Powder. This was weighing 76 grams at the last update, and it weighs 75 grams today. It still looks like a bit of a mess because I've been wearing it down quite unevenly. There was hard pan in here, and obviously the lid fell off, so it gets a bunch of dents in it and has a bunch of lumps and bumps and just doesn't look that great. But I do feel like I've worn down the product even more from the last month. I'll have to look at the footage to be able to compare. I think I've spoken in every update at this point about how I'm just not in love with this product. The broken packaging drives me crazy because I can't travel with this. I can't put it in a makeup bag, which is usually what I do with the makeup that I'm working on in my projects, is keep them in a makeup bag, and I can't do that with this one. So it just kind of sits stationary on my desk. And if I'm sitting at my desk doing my makeup, I will reach for it. If I'm doing my makeup on the go, or if I'm in any other part of my home doing my makeup, then it doesn't get used. So this is one that I need to focus in on and just use up so I can get it out. I do feel like there's been some visible progress, but there's still a whole lot of product in here. And yeah, I just don't know. This might just be in the project for the rest of the year. Hopefully not, let's knock on wood. But yeah, I need to get a move on with this one if I ever want to finally be able to say goodbye to it. And finally, we have my MAC Whirl Lip Liner, the one kind of color cosmetic that I'm panning in this project. This was weighing 2 grams at the last update, and it's weighing 2 grams today. I think I've only sharpened it once since the last update. I can't tell if it's gotten any shorter, maybe just a little bit. I will have to compare with the footage from last time, so I'll insert that now. And here is what this pencil is looking like today. Still quite a bit of product left in there to go. I do use this every single time I put a lip on that's not just a lip gloss. I'm wearing it now. And honestly, I've pretty much been neglecting all of my other lip liners this year so far to work on this one. So I think this is one I thought would go a lot faster than it has been going, but it's okay, because it's a color that I like, it's a formula that I like, and it goes with pretty much all of my lipsticks and lip glosses. So this one is obviously staying in the project as well. So that's everything. We've got 3 rollouts, 2 of which are empties and 1 of which is a declutter, rolling in some new stuff and even an eyeshadow to work on, which I'm pretty excited about because there's nothing like hitting an eyeshadow pan. Although finishing up a cream bronzer comes pretty close in terms of that feeling of accomplishment. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Please let me know in the comments down below how your panning projects are going. I would love to know what projects you're working on. And if you've hit pan on or emptied anything recently that you were feeling extra proud of yourself for, let's cheer each other on in the comments down below. Thank you to all of you who are following my progress this year, and to those of you who watched this video. If you're new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe before you leave. My next video should be up in the next few days. Maybe another panning project update. We'll see. So check back for that. And in the meantime, I will see you in the next one. Bye.